Hi, I'm Kaine, and I've always been a storyteller. Whether it be through my passion as a singer-songwriter or working as a journalist, I've always been drawn to crazy stories and telling them to my friends. But there are some stories that haven't been told quite enough. So grab a seat, a drink, and hunker down as we delve into the realms of those forgotten stories. Welcome to Breaking Bard. Stories untold, tales that we've spun, quite a few missing, where have they gone? Come fill your mind with ghosts of the past, now that we're breaking bard. 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 Without further ado, I would like to introduce my first guest, all the way from upstairs, one of my oldest friends and flatmate, Maeve Sally. Welcome, Maeve.
Hi, Kaine. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm honoured to be guest number one. Really excited. Lovely setup.
Yeah, thank you. I just blitzed my, literally about an hour ago, I was working from home. I turned my desk around and even hoovered just for yourself. So.
I thought I had some hoovering earlier.
Yeah, there's some little scented candles over there.
I'm loving that. Hey, Kaine, obviously this is the first episode.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to tell the listeners what name you've come up with?
Of course, God, I haven't even thought about that. So, oh, there's our cat. Well, the name is Breaking Bard. And I was thinking about all these stories, and at the start it was called What the Fuck Stories with Kaine and Friends. But then I was brushing my teeth, and literally I was thinking about how, you know, a bard, storyteller, and then I just thought Breaking Bard. I know. Do you like it?
I love it so much. For the listener, Kaine's told me this already, and I probably laughed for a solid 10 minutes.
She did. So we're also drinking spritz because that's my favourite drink. So I promise anyone who comes on my show will get a Aperol spritz with all the frills. So I am going to tell you, Maeve, you've heard of pirates, yes?
Yeah.
You like a good pirate, don't you?
Yeah, Blackbeard, Redbeard, Jack Sparrow.
Yes, any more that you can name? Barbados? No, that's
Barbarella.
Barbarella? So let's talk about pirates for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The first accounts of piracy date back to the 14th century BC.
Oh, that's old.
That's really old. And the definition of a pirate is generally someone who commits a crime or violence or robbery by sea.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, pirates are quite tricky because, you know, over the years they've been caricatured through like Hollywood movies,
sure.
You know, wooden legs and they're parrots and hardy har and stuff. So, so remember that when I tell you my story, because it was a very real and very violent way of life. But one thing that I stumbled upon is, did you know the most successful pirate in history was a woman from China?
No way.
Yeah. And
God.
I'm going to tell you the story of Madame Ching Shih, the pirate queen. So I'm going to show you a picture that I found.
Okay. This will be on Kaine's Instagram afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Madame Ching Shih.
So it's like a fabulous looking woman. She's got one of those curly swords.
And the men on the floor
You're like
dead,
scared. What? I didn't see that.
Yeah, look, this one. So first of all, I want to thank a few sources which I used as my research. Epic Moments in History. Zheng Shih, The Rise of the Pirate Queen by Invicta on YouTube, was a very, very insightful little animated video. Obviously, the Bible of her Wikipedia page, it couldn't go without it. And a blog called thefemalesoldier.com, which was really, really insightful because obviously there's not just her. And then a blog called vagabondtraders.com. So, first of all, sorry for the pronunciation. I don't speak, unfortunately, Cantonese or Mandarin. The only Mandarin I know is Ni Hao and Wo Chao, Kaine, and that's probably, and Xie Xie. So, Xie Xie for listening, but sorry for the pronunciation of the names. Because apparently, so the name's written Ching, Ching,
right?
But it's pronounced Zheng.
Zheng.
Help yourself to more prosecco if you need, by the way. I'm just going to
Danny.
pop her there. Before she became Zheng Shih, let's go to the beginning. So we are in 1775 in the province of Guangdong, and a young girl by the name of Shi Yang. So that was her name before she became Zheng Shih. You'll find out later. So not much is known about her humble beginnings, except that she must have been pretty poor because her feet were unbound. Now, do you know about foot binding?
Yeah, I think so. So, and not much, so apologies for any cultural wrongness. So then you'd bind women's feet to be able to fit into like tiny square shoes, basically, and it looks crazy and horrible.
Horrific.
I didn't know, however, that was like a class thing.
So it was created, it was made by court dancers in the 10th century. So like long time ago in the 900s, and essentially it was for China's elite, and it's also called lotus feet because essentially so imagine that's your foot, your whole toes wrap around like that, so it's not a square, but your foot is just like a tiny, and I'll show you pictures later, or you can Google.
I've seen pictures of that.
Crazy. So what's even more
because of course, like, how would you do any physical labour whatsoever if you had your toes curled under?
You could hardly walk.
Also, yeah, because the toes are literally like the most important thing for balance.
And they would do it
you
as
need
a
your
child.
little toe. Without your little toe, apparently, you can't really stand up.
I know. And as a little child, so you'd bind the feet up and literally keep it so the bones would grow that way. And like the poor people, it's horrible, like horrific. And so foot binding, they tried to ban it in 1660 something, but it wasn't banned until the 20th century.
You what?
Yeah, so for 400 years. So one of the Qing dynasty, which is about when our girl is, she they tried to ban it, and they were like, let's stop this, and they were like, nope. So it was the elite, and then it became literally any other class except for poor people. For that reason, we know that she was poor. So Guangzhou, in the geography of it, if you've got the big sea, and then essentially this beautiful river called the Pearl River that goes all the way up to Guangzhou, which is a city that I've been to because going to Vietnam, I stopped there just for the airport. Airport's pretty nice, though on the way back I did have a beef brisket, and I remember I was sick straight away when I came home. I think the beef brisket made me... It was horrific. I think it was like being tired, not knowing what my body wanted, and having a massive beef brisket with noodles.
Yeah, that's weird.
Actually, I feel PTSD just by doing it. Anyway. So Guangzhou's lovely.
Never have a big meal mid-transit. That's the rule there.
Back to our heroine, Zheng Shih. She ended up finding work as a courtesan or a sex worker on a floating brothel. So imagine, I've seen pictures. Oh my God, it looks stunning.
So the dream.
But yeah, so she worked on this floating brothel known as Flower Boat. She was given the nickname Shi Jiang Gu, and I was like, I need to know, if I'm going to tell you about this nickname, I need to know what it means. So I Google translated it because I found nothing, and it translated as stone mushrooms. Stone mushroom, and I tried so many ways to think what that could be a metaphor for.
I would love someone to call me stone mushroom.
Hey, stone mushroom. hey pebble shiitake.
Oh. Oh, hey, rock portobello.
Oh, I like that. So if anyone speaks Cantonese, please get in touch. I
always find it so interesting to hear about history of that kind of period in different parts of the world, because it's so interesting to compare, right? Because you're like 1777 and you think, okay, what was happening in Europe then? Bit of revolutions, I guess, building up to.
Big, yeah.
but I don't even have context of what China lived before that historically, or the whole of Asia.
Because they had dynasties that spanned hundreds and hundreds of years. Like this, so we're in the Qing dynasty, which is written Qing with a Q, but I researched and it's pronounced Ching. Thank you very much. So I'm actually going to get into that a little bit. At the time, it was practically impossible for women to have any kind of official power. Like, they were in Confucian society. And essentially, unless you were well-connected socially, married or born into power, nothing. So a non-elite woman had to work extra hard to assert her authority and reputation. And a lot of the time, women had to rely on the strength of their personal relationships to get anywhere in life.
Sure.
Yeah. So living in a brothel, well, you're going to see what happens. Not too shabby.
Yeah. Business. Yeah.
So here we have a young Zheng Shih, who was said to be an intelligent, beautiful and business-savvy woman. And she gained herself quite the reputation, legend has it, by learning about trade secrets during pillow talk with her clients, who were mostly rich and politically well-connected. So can you guess what kind of people would frequently hang out at the floating brothel on the docks of Guangzhou?
Ooh, what are the flower boat at Pearl?
Remember the title of the thing?
Breaking Bad? Bards.
Pirates! Pirates!
I panicked.
So, let's talk about the pirate context for a little bit. So, southern China was, at the time, was the hotbed for pirates, because it was, and still is, basically on the biggest trade route through the South China Sea. And there were all sorts of trades going on, from, like, silk to everything that was all going on. But around the same time, it coincided with decisions from the Qing dynasty, which didn't help themselves out. So the Qing dynasty started taking more and more land from farmers. So,
what for? Dare I ask?
Just to do whatever they want with it.
Sure.
They would just take it. They'd say, hi, the Qing dynasty needs it. Yeah, and that too. And that cow. And that chicken.
And you can't live here anymore.
Yeah, so you need to go off to somewhere else.
We don't care. Bye.
Bye! So, actually, what happened is the farmers became the perfect recruits for pirates.
Ooh.
Because they were like, girl, I haven't got any land anymore. Where the fuck am I going to go? The sea!
Of course. Nomads forever.
Forever. Lots of people were forced into poverty because of this, and also because of fighting along the Vietnamese-Chinese border. So Vietnam and China, what is Vietnam now, and China were fighting a lot at the time. The fighting along the border of the two countries destroyed swathes or swaths, I don't know. Destroyed swathes of land and disrupted entire regions and their local economy. So it got so bad that both sides would encourage or sponsor pirates to go to the other border and to loot and attack the other villages of side. So the Vietnamese would be like, yo, pirate there, go over, attack China for us. And they'd be like, okay, and vice versa. And then all of the farmers were being brought into this. So essentially, and I wrote, so this was a hot soup of a political and piratical mess. Piratical. And this is what made China one of the pirate capitals of the world.
Wow.
Now back to our woman on a mission, Zheng Shih. She's now 26 only.
That's older than me.
Yeah. Is it now?
Depends who you ask.
It depends who you ask, because Maeve's got a funny thing, is that she keeps thinking she's 26 when you're 24, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I did, but I think the 26 thing is a bit...
It's because I'm becoming 26 this year, and we're so
I think I'm
connected.
you. Well, no, because then I thought you were 27.
Back to Zheng Shih, who's 26 and loving her 26th
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to us. She marries a notorious pirate leader called Zheng Yat. Yat means one in Cantonese, so it's Zheng the First. So anyway, Zheng Yat was from a well-known pirate family who had been basically fucking up the South China Sea since the mid-17th century. So
that sounds like a rap song.
literally, he's been fucking up the South China Sea, yo.
Since 1970.
So, Zheng Shih is like, hey. Now, there are varying stories of how they ended up marrying. Some say he was infatuated with her. Some say it was a move to solidify his business by having children as quick as possible. There are even some accounts that he had his crew raid her brothel and kidnap her for the purpose of marriage. However, one theory is that Zheng Shih's reputation for basically being the female version of Varys the eunuch in Game of Thrones, by knowing all of the secrets, she knows it all, meant that he wanted to use her info to be ahead of his pirate game. Mm-hmm. So I kind of love it.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
I
she
recognize
saw a powerful man. She's like,
But he saw a powerful woman.
Ah, yes.
He was like, bitch, she's 26. She's been in the brothel game for I don't know how many, but she's climbed the brothel. Yeah. She climbed the brothel ladder. That needs to be said.
Is that like the property ladder?
Yes, but the brothel ladder. So she was sleeping with all the right people, you know. Whatever the reason, after months of being his favourite, Zheng Shih accepted his proposal of marriage after somehow negotiating a 50-50% business cut in the pirates business.
What?
Yeah.
No, she
yes.
kind of didn't.
She did. So literally, this guy...
that's crazy.
It's crazy. Basically just your average career change for Zheng Shih.
Sure, right.
She was like, brothel, no, I'm going to... Yeah.
Networking. It's all about networking.
Yeah, well, she is the networking queen. Now, this is where things get a bit weird. Zheng Shih and Jing Yat adopted another pirate who was young, but I'm guessing not that younger than them. His name was Chung Po, and they adopted him as their stepson.
Okay.
And official heir to the family business.
Right, so he's mate number 3.
They're like,
slightly younger. He's like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you cut me in on this business?
I think they just knew they had to secure an heir as soon as possible, just to be like, if something happens, because he's got... So we're going to get into the pirate fleet and how that works, and you're going to understand why. But after adopting him, they had 2 sons of their own. So we can say the thing is secure. They've secured it. So at the time, there were so many pirates, they had to be colour-coded into 6 fleets of different colours. And this is true, with different leaders. So Jing Yat, the husband of Zheng Shih, he controlled the Red Fleet when they met. And, of course, pirates being pirates, they would all fight amongst each other. Now, when they married and they had Chung Po, had him, adopted him, the Jing sat down and were like, look, this is probably not the most effective way to stay alive. And so thanks to their cool head and Jing Yat's, the guy's role as a unifying patriarch, and Zheng Shih's organisational and charm... they basically managed to gain control of all the fleets through complex yet masterful personal and familial relationships between the different rulers and the Jing fam. So basically... Oh, no. Yeah, they would go to each thing, they'd be like, look, remember I cooked you that beef brisket? Like, they would be like, don't I know you from the Pearl River? So basically, they managed to create a pirate alliance that was agreed upon by all the different pirate leaders to actually give their power to Zheng Shih and Jing Yat.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean when Jack Sparrow is dangling Commodore in front of what's his name?
Barbarella.
Is this the one we were looking for earlier that still hasn't come back to us?
Yes, Barbados. It's
Barbosa.
Barbosa. Guys.
So yeah, and Jack Sparrow's like, you could be Commodore and stuff. Like, he's like dangling like, ooh, you'll be chieftain of all of the...
Well, put a pin in that. So many pins. So all the pirate leaders are like, yes, you guys seem like the perfect couple to control a fleet, which was already successful with 200 ships, which was their 200 ships, eventually grew to 1,700 to 1,800 ships, including 50 to 70,000 crewmen.
What?
Yeah, 70,000 people they were controlling.
What? How many?
So essentially before, it was all these different kind of, those people and that family and all that. And then they were like, look, guys, it's us against society.
They've just gone and done it.
And she was motherfucking 26, 27. And now she's at the head with her husband. The head of this massive
Did she have
fleet.
her own ship or did they live together?
They had... Oh, what? Did she have hers? And he had his?
I don't know.
Like Mr.
Or
and
did they have
Mrs.
like a holiday ship?
That'd be so cute. Just like,
It's
we're going to
like,
go down to
I'm
Hoi
just
An
going to
in
go
Vietnam.
to like the
I heard Bali's really nice.
nice.
So basically, right now, honestly, everything's great. But then tragedy strikes when Jing Yat, the husband, dies unexpectedly in Vietnam on the 16th of November, 1807.
No.
Yes. Some say that he was hit by a wave near Vietnam, which is like, what do you mean hit by a wave? Like, was he in a boat that was capsized by a tsunami? Or was he on the beach and he just got hit by a wave? Like, and then it's like, oh no. I don't really know, but no one really knows.
But he died, bless his heart.
So what does that mean? His death is fucking threatening the whole piece and shit up.
Because
Everything.
no one will respect her. But she's like got 50, right?
Well,
Does it not go to the stepson?
She's got 50. Well, it's from then that Zheng Shih changed her name from Shi Yang to Zheng Shih, which literally means Cheng's widow, Jing's widow. So Jing, his name was Jing Yat.
Yes.
So her name is
I did wonder
Zheng
why they
Shih.
had the same name.
So everyone calls her Madame Ching Shih, the widow of Zheng, which I'm kind of like,
Was she not more than that?
in it.
Yeah, because you say she changed her name. Did she change her name?
No.
Did she choose that? Did she say, oh, actually, I'm going to give up the name that I've always had and I'm just going to call myself that man's widow?
Motherfucking Chinese pirate queen. That's what I think she
Yeah,
called
that's
herself.
what she called herself.
You are beautiful, you are loved, you are
You're
a Chinese
motherfucking-
Chinese pirate queen. The affirmations that she would do in the morning.
Oh, but so what next?
Well, so Zheng Shih is like, shit, motherfucking bastard, what am I going to do? Oh no, I'm so sad. But also, her mind's like, tick, 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 I need to find a fucking way of securing my throne, my children, my motherfucking 70,000 strong pirate fleet.
I know, my holiday ships especially.
My holiday ship down in Bali. Like, so, obviously, all the men are going to come for her.
And by the way, you might not know this, I guess, but do you know if there are any other pirate queens, or not pirate queens, but was it common to have women pirates in China?
There might have been others for sure, but she...
But she had the power.
She
Maybe
had the
there are
power.
other like women, but...
Sure. So, she wasted no time in solidifying her ties and reassuring all the chieftains, because essentially they were all chieftains that would answer to the couple. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
she's
with
like, hey, can I go get coffee with you? I feel like we need to just connect, you know? Like, just let's catch up. So she basically takes the chieftains all out to lunch and reassures them by, again, kind of like doing all these like familial, I don't know how many children she's like setting up to like, they can be you, but essentially she's really good at the whole social manipulation and connections.
Sure.
She did this by appointing her stepson, Zheng Po, as the new leader of the Red Fleet. So he was well respected by many, but most of all, he was loyal to the Jing family, to her, because he owed her whole fucking pirate career to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, them adopting him was looking pretty sweet by now. They were like,
Well, I mean, you'd hope that he'd be loyal to his
You would.
adoptive parents.
But Maeve, if that wasn't enough,
Oh no.
Zheng Shih then ended up seducing and taking her stepson as a lover.
Step-lover! Oh no!
She took him as a lover.
Step-lover.
Yeah, very Phaedra-esque. She started sleeping with her stepson that she adopted.
Well, because he's got, 50% of the...
A penis.
Oh,
Basically.
50% of a penis.
But yeah, so she...
Well, it is what it is. I'm not going to...
No, not going to judge a 300-year-old dead woman. But, oh yeah, spoiler alert, she dies.
Oh. What? She's not... We can't go and see her?
No, I can't go to
Kaine,
the brothel, flower boat.
I want to go to Bali. That was one...
But thanks to these careful and quick decisions, she managed to persuade the 70,000 men to once again heel to her family's power, which is by no means an easy feat.
No mean feat.
I mean, me
indeed.
and my own 70,000 men, it takes...
You can't get them to do diddly, can you?
I can't get them to do diddly squat. So this is huge because at the time of the Qing dynasty in China, it was very male-oriented, and had she not been part of this marginal society, she would have been laughed at. You know, they would have been like, girl, who are you, baby? Like, go back to the Pearl River. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you came from.
Get back on the flower boat.
But she was known amongst the pirates to not only have managed to negotiate that famous 50-50, which was absolutely motherfucking unheard of. Even today, if I had to do fucking the prenup...
50-50 is not what any business deal, unless literally you go in as co-people. I mean, even Dragon's Den wouldn't want 50%.
Dragon's Den wouldn't want that at all. It was also known that she was the true mastermind in making this huge fleet an economic success, because before they all started banding together,
I mean, for sure,
it was a mess. It was just everyone for your uncle. But when they became a united fleet of 70,000 people, they were unstoppable. We're going to see why.
It's like the European Union.
It was basically the pirate union. No, she basically unionized the pirate fleet.
For sure. I mean, serious ambition for sure.
Serious ambition. So she was known to be the true mastermind in making it an economic success. In the end, they bowed to her as their new pirate queen. How cool is that?
Oh my God, I love that. Especially because obviously before she married her husband, he hadn't done anything to unite the tribes.
Nope.
So yeah, obviously it all sits with her. She's the real queen. She has the real power.
Mm-hmm. She was like...
Also, are there even written rules about what pirate kings or queens can or can't do?
Wow, I can't believe you're way ahead of me.
No, you're kidding.
Yes, because she did not stop there. She never stopped thinking on how to further unify the mass of fleets and created what would be known as the Code of Laws.
Oh my God, I'm psychic.
You're amazing.
I've not heard this before, guys.
You are coming back. Which were as follows. I'm going to tell you them,
Asking all the right questions.
I know. So number 1, anyone giving their own orders, ones that didn't come from Zheng Shih, or disobeying those of a superior, was beheaded on the spot. Yep.
Zheng Shih.
Zheng Shih. She was ruthless, but you have to be with 70,000 men, girl.
I mean,
you've got to threaten to cut off something. If you know what I mean? So, number 2.
Better it be the head.
Exactly. Oh!
What? You started
the
it.
Head, anyway. So number 2, no one was to steal from the public fund. Yes, she put in a public fund. You know she would. She got investing. Or any villagers that supplied the pirates. So if you had your, Jean Charles at the end of the road, and he would every month give money. Yeah, give you a few onions.
Sure.
If another pirate fucking stole from him.
Oh, damn. So the villagers then are like, basically, if they want to be safe, they have to get into...
But that's always
business with the pirates. But then they're like, at least I'm not getting pillaged.
From my own fucking government.
I'm going to give to this particular one. And that means I'm protected from any other attacks and you're not just getting like pumped dry.
So number 3. All goods taken as booty.
I'd like to see your goods taken come and see me.
I should see my booty on my ship sometime. Holiday ship. Had to be presented for group inspection. So if you and your mates had found some booty,
excuse me,
you had to have it for group inspection.
Are you telling me that she got to inspect all the booty of the land?
She got to inspect all the booty of southern China. Literally. The booty was registered by a purser and then distributed by the fleet leader. The original Caesar received 20% and the rest was placed into the public fund. So then, Number 4. Actual money was turned over to the squadron leader, who only gave a small amount back to the Caesar, so the rest could be used to purchase supplies for unsuccessful ships. So that was an incentive from others.
Oh, I haven't really made any money this month. I haven't pillaged that many villages.
But this storm has or this cannonball's wrecked my mermaid on the front. I don't know if Chinese pirate have mermaids. But yeah, so that's why the public fund was good. According to Philip Morhan, the punishment for a first-time offence of withholding booty was... Why did I write booty?
Excuse me.
Why couldn't I write bounty or fucking something?
Oh, withholding booty.
Oh,
what is the penalty, Kaine?
Well, severe whipping of the bag. And large amounts of withheld treasure or subsequent offences carried the death penalty. And this basically was the turning point that turned the outlawed pirate group into a fucking empire. Then, on top of these code of laws, and I particularly like this, Zheng Shih also used her power to protect women. So mainly female captives were released, rape was forbidden and punished by death.
Ooh.
And pirates were punished for infidelity.
Oh.
So if a pirate was married, and even if it was consensual with another woman on the boat, he would be beheaded and she would be thrown overboard. So Zheng Shih did not abide.
Mercy. I mean, I suppose she's not a cheater. She's just a stepson eater.
Oh, Christ!
Sorry.
Ugh. Violations of other parts of the code were punished with flogging, clapping in irons, or quartering.
Oh no, we don't like quartering.
Yeah, no, which is for listeners. Google hung, drawn, and quartered. It's not nice.
Don't Google it.
Deserters, or those who had left without official permission, had their ears chopped off, and then were paraded around their squadron.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want corona outbreak to happen, would you? Because they wouldn't be able to wear a mask.
Oh God! I prayed that we wouldn't approach the corona.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine because this is absolutely perfect.
It's just because I saw the other day a meme of Van Gogh with a mask hanging off of his one ear.
Just one ear. Yeah. Of course you can know.
And it'd be like, oh no. And I felt so dumb, but it also made me laugh so much.
Oh my Christ. So now, Zheng Shih ruled one of the biggest pirate fleets in history ever to have ever happened.
Well, sure. That's madness. It's like a fucking, like...
It's a fucking movie.
It's a kingdom, but a moving kingdom with boats.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not the most nicest, you know.
No, bit violent, pillaging, stealing.
But isn't life violent? I mean, life was violent for the law-abiding citizens of the Qing dynasty when they were fucking taking their fucking land away from.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Had to bind their little feetsies, of course.
Grey area. They're feetsies too. She ruled one of the biggest pirate fleets in history and robbed towns from Macau to Guangzhou, but also saw the reasoning on expanding her company into more legal waters. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I got my men, but, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. We need to invest. She's all about investment. So she starts investing in the salt trade, which was a huge thing at the time. Salt trade, foreign fishing, and opium. It had been long exercised in those waters, but now she had an advantage, which was huge numbers and offices that they had put up all across the southern Chinese coast. So in different towns, they would put different pirates.
They had offices?
Essentially offices across the southern Chinese coast. Pirate activity became so large that they basically created their own government and even would impose taxes on the coastal settlements. In one coastal village, the Sanshan village, they beheaded 80 men and abducted their women and children and held them for ransom until they were sold in slavery.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, not very nice. So she's still a pirate leader, let's not forget.
Ouch.
They even had the official Qing government under their thumb through bribery and extortion.
No, so craziness.
Craziness. And all of this, Maeve, is 1 year after Jing Yat died.
No.
Yeah, it's 1808. Now the government are like, we're not liking this very much.
Sure.
So they were obviously based in Beijing. And the emperor sent an official called Bai Ling to quell the unrest. And he arrived just in time to witness a full month-long assault on the Pearl River Delta. But Zheng Shih and her men survived the series of fierce battles and even took the government's ships, forcing the emperor to use fishing boats for battle.
No.
Yeah. So they arrived like...
They destroyed them. They destroyed them.
Yeah. Under the Pirate Queen, the naval bandits proved themselves time and time again by fighting off attacks by the Qing government. The Portuguese, rival pirates, and even British bounty hunters that were sent after them. So you've got the Macau Portuguese coming on their boats. You've got the British who would send bounty hunters. They were fighting them off. They even went as far as leaving the sea and sent squadrons to attack fortresses inland. So they weren't even fucking pirates anymore.
Oh, yeah,
they were just
they're
like
Sure.
Their power and reputation had a long-lasting effect politically, and many local governors lost their power, and colonels who attempted to stop them were humiliated. Zheng Shih also captured Richard Glasspool, who wrote a book about his time in captivity, an officer of the East India Company ship, the Marquis of Ely, and 7 British sailors in 1809.
Interesting.
But then, after years of fighting and a damaging betrayal from a previous ally, remember those colour-coded fleets?
Sure.
Well, one of them...
Which colour?
Do you know what I'm going to say? Orange.
I knew it!
Orange.
I knew
The
it.
bastards. Zheng Shi's ships had taken quite a bit of damage, so she started taking, steps towards being open to negotiations when the Qing dynasty realised they would never be able to stop them. But they realised that. The government were like, we can't win. They realised she wouldn't be able to stop them by force and offered money to stop the fighting. They were like, we'll give you money. Yeah.
Hey.
But Zheng Shih, being the badass, ambitious, yet intelligent person she was, she knew when enough was enough and began a period of tense negotiations with the Chinese government. What they were offering was amnesty, essentially surrender with no punishment after years of piracy. But Zheng Shih wanted more than freedom. She wanted to keep her and her men's money, and so she held off on negotiations until in September and November of 1809, Zheng Shih and Cheng Po, her step-son's fleet, suffered a series of defeats inflicted at the Portuguese Navy Battle of the Tiger's Mouth, it was called. And there was no way they would be able to hold out forever. So... she was like to her men, no, we're not just going to give up. I'm going to fight as much as we could. And then they had the Battle of the Tiger's Mouth. And she was like...
It's time.
It's time. I hold my hand.
Oh.
It's emotional.
It's time.
So on April the 8th, 1810, Zheng Shih docked in Guangzhou. She sailed all the way up the Pearl River.
Whoa.
The river that she was fucking, made her reputation... She was fucking on, that's for sure. She sailed it up and stood face to face with Bai Ling, the emperor's envoy. Zheng Shih presented her terms, which were very much in favour of the pirates. Basically, she was like, we are not just surrendering going into exile, we want to keep our money, we want to keep our fleets, no. When the government seemed to say no, so imagine it. She's just walked into this beautiful kind of place, and it's like she's the pirate queen. Her footsteps echoing on the ground. The man in his big throne, and he's like, hello. And she's like, bitch.
Hey.
And she presents her terms. She's like, I've sailed all the way up here. And he's like, oh, you're a little bitch woman on your own. And she's like, am I? And when he started to say no... Zheng Shih's men, on her order, began to ravage and loot all of the surrounding areas. So all around them, chaos. Dracarys moment. And so the Qing government, were forced to agree to all of her terms.
You're kidding.
No.
So she was like in other ways, kind of slightly terrorist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of fabulous. Like,
I mean, it's far away enough in history to be able to call it exciting.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
What happened next is incredible. The amnesty allowed only 60 pirates to be banished, 151 to be exiled, and 126 to be put to death out of a whole Red Fleet of 17,318 pirates.
What?
Yeah. The rest only had to surrender their weapons, and they were allowed to keep their loots and some ships, and were even given government jobs.
Oh my God.
After being pardoned, because yes, Miss Motherfucking Chinese Pirate Queen was pardoned.
Pardoned!
She didn't give nothing. She retired as Pirate Queen. Pirate Queen.
Which pirate have you ever heard retire before?
Because they're not fucking women, and
They
they're not
usually all
fucking smart.
die.
I know. And she convinced authorities to allow her and Cheng Po to keep 120 ships to be used in the salt trade, that legal trade that she...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. She's like, okay, by the way, did you know that we also did, like, really legal trades?
Like salt.
Salt. Do you like salt? Your beef briskets, do you like salt?
Where does that salt come from, pray tell? Is it ocean salt?
China. She also convinced them to recognise her as Cheng Po's wife, despite the law of widows not ever being able to remarry at the fucking time.
Wait, widows couldn't remarry?
No.
You'd just be a widow forever for life?
Yep.
Oh.
Hence the name, Zheng Shih, widow of Zheng.
Literally.
Terrible.
Ugh. That's gross.
I know, so bad. And if that's not enough, she also got Cheng Po a job in bureaucracy.
Oh, Cheng Po, he's done well for himself.
Whatever that meant in 1810
Adopted
in China.
by a pirate couple, gets to fuck his stepmum, and then gets a job in bureaucracy.
I mean, what more do you want?
That is the dream.
I don't know what bureaucracy means
End up
in
in
1810 in China, but admin.
I imagine
Scrolls,
lots of
scribes,
quill,
lots of quill.
scribes,
Oh.
and blisters on your hands, writing and all.
That would be great, just lounging about, quilling. And then they had a son and a daughter together.
Oh.
So that means that their son and daughters were kind of like their
So son and daughters. So what the question is? What's the relationship between her
children that she had with Ching Yat?
Yeah, her children with Cheng Yat.
They were siblings with Cheng Po.
Yeah.
But then Cheng Po became their stepdad. They went from brother to stepdad.
Sure.
And then the
so
stepdad
their kids are either step brothers and sisters or uncles and aunties. I suppose blood-wise, both.
Then years passed. And then in 1822, so about 12 years later, Cheng Po, her husband, died at sea.
Oh.
And Zheng Shih, ever the businesswoman, took the opportunity to move her family to Macau.
To marry her son.
And... Thank fucking God. No, but do you know what she did?
Oh, no.
She opened a gambling house.
Oh! No!
Yes. Yeah.
So she was like Casino Queen?
She was Casino Royale too. Literally. Over the years, she was a prominent figure with the salt trade, but also she came to be a military fucking advisor.
Excuse me.
To the Chinese government during the First Opium War that began against the British in 1839.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So 22, she moves to Macau. She gets the gambling house. Yeah. The Qing government, 39. Hey, girl. And she's like, hey, I'm an old woman. And he's like, yes, you like essentially had us all on our toes for about 4 years. Can you give us some? And she's like, okay, you want to get him this, you want to get him that. Like, she was the queen of the sea. She was a military advisor, a woman.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
And then finally, in 1844, and at the age of 69, she died, surrounded by her family and years of plunder and wealth, and is still to this day known as the most successful pirate in history.
Wow.
Did you like it?
Oh my god. So from 1775 to 1844. Wow.
Yeah. I think she had this brilliant mind and this kind of like intelligence and this ambition. She was very ambitious. To take on the pirate leader.
Like, always more, right?
Always more.
Like,
but she won,
I need
mate.
to get from there.
She won. She wasn't killed. She kept all of her wealth. She carried on her family dynasty and her children. She gave them the wealth.
Wow, what an incredible story. Thanks for telling.
Of course. What would you say you took away from it?
Main takeaway, 50-50. Amazing.
50-50.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah. Dracarys on the city.
Yeah, literally. Bim bam boom. You say no to my agreements?
Yeah. And then just managed to turn it into a legal business, actually.
Legal business.
And just be like, actually, I'm just going to be a business person.
Yeah.
I didn't think she lived for so long going into it.
69.
And I didn't expect her to be earthbound.
No.
By the end of it.
No. She could have floated away on her holiday boat. Well, I guess that comes to the end of our first episode of Breaking Bad. Thank you so much, Maeve. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved telling you this story.
It's been amazing to be here, and I hope I get to come back.
Of course you will. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and I'll see you next time on Breaking Bad.
Now that we're